Hey Alec,
Hey Zach.
welcome back to Survivor China.
Oh, it's good to be back. Good to be
That's
back.
right. Previously on Survivor, who was
Hmm.
voted out?
Jr. Old Jean Robert, the big loudmouth himself.
Jean
I,
Robert
I I'm
outplayed.
just finding out I got some heat for supposedly. I mean, I wasn't really siding with him. I was just more complaining that like I didn't like it was. I think the thing was I was getting bad memories from. It
Bad
felt like
memories.
it felt a little like what's that?
Bad memories.
Yeah, it was like bad memories from like Thailand, kind of. It was almost it was like starting to sort of feel like, and that was like I just didn't want anything to like escalate to that. Maybe that was the weird some of the weird vibes I was getting. Maybe that's why I wasn't feeling so good about it. But
One of our viewers,
hey,
Brian, was like, you
yeah,
basically said, bitch. This was in Pearl Islands, All Stars,
yeah,
Fiji. Like, there's so much drama. Panama, there's so much drama in those seasons, so he couldn't wrap his head around
there
why
is,
you were so
there
upset
is,
about the
and
drama.
so yeah. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because it was inherent. There's an inherent like aspect of like harassment with it. Maybe that's why I just don't. I think it's
Mhm.
icky and I don't like it.
But you were also annoyed with Courtney. I know people seem to like
Yeah, I don't
Courtney
know.
too, so
Yeah.
that might be an
You
element.
got me. Well, here's I I don't know. And again, maybe I was just feeling a certain kind of way or some in a bad way that episode. But because I'm on her
But
side
yeah,
now.
wait, yeah. Last episode when John
Yeah.
Rivera voted out, you were more
Yeah.
on her side than yeah. We're talking about like
I was
the
way more
previous
on her side.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave her the MVP last episode, and
Yeah.
then yeah, John Rivera's gone.
I think it was like literally the episode after that. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling Courtney now. I don't know. It was like some things happen, you
That's
know.
how it goes sometimes.
What can you say? That's how it goes, week to week.
So previously, your power rankings going into this episode are Todd,
Mm,
Amanda, James, Courtney, Denise, Frosty, Eric, PG. All right.
mm.
So if your
Sounds about
power
right.
rankings hold true, then PG should be the next to go. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll see how it goes down.
As always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of a reaction and come back afterwards for the discussion. Okay.
All right, see you then.
All right.
Leave. Thank
Frosty's
you.
been voted out.
Uh,
Frosty, the little
Fro-
munchkin.
Frost, the
Courtney
little
even
munchkin
Courtney
himself.
even voted him out too.
Yeah, Courtney said,
Damn.
"Hey, no way. Yeah, get out of here with that."
Yeah, how do you feel?
Um, it was a pretty good episode up until it just to me it's like they gave nothing. I thought Frosty was more interesting than this, but it turns out he's just boring. He's just kind of a nothing at the end here. It was just kind of weird. It was weird. Like
Well,
I thought Frosty would be more of an interesting kind of like player, but like he just I don't know. It was just kind of a weird like do I take this guy or like it felt very like generic guy A or generic guy B is sort of like what the
Frosty's the
choices were
more
between.
interesting than Eric.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, why did we get rid of him?
It
Frosty's so
seems,
much more interesting.
yeah.
He kind of gave nothing, I would say, like in terms of like trying to defend himself, but like I thought he had integrated himself so much better in the other tribe. I thought
Yeah.
he was definitely a more like charismatic or interesting person. Erica's just over here smirking the whole time. I don't know. It's just it was weird. Like I don't know. I don't think Frosty necessarily. We didn't see anything in the edit. I don't know like what he did to try to ingratiate himself further,
hmm
um, to try to get it so they didn't vote for him, or if he even did anything. I don't know.
Courtney, yeah, didn't seem to put up much of a fuss about it. We didn't hear her
Yeah,
like adamantly like we could not vote him out. She was just like whatever. I'm like, wow, that's
yeah.
surprising to me.
She didn't stand up for him at all for some reason. It was just like, yeah, whatever. I'll just go with the flow.
But yeah, Frosty definitely
This is
seemed
like,
to be worked into the fold more. But I guess based on what they said, it was just because they were worried about him in challenges more than Eric. So I
okay.
don't know.
Wasn't
What do you think
Eric
of me?
kind of like a wasn't Eric sort of like a sort of a force in this last recent challenge? Like it was like him and is him doing everything pretty
Well, it
much.
was him and Frosty, but
Him and Frosty doing the whole thing.
that
Yeah,
was just bouncing balls. I mean, you see he's such a
yeah,
buffoon on this memory challenge. He lost in the first round.
yeah.
He's a
What a
chump.
dip.
But
What a chump. What a
yeah, I
smirking
mean,
fool.
Eric's also not doing like backflips over these poles and stuff, or like he did like a little handstand
I
backflip.
I would
Frosty.
prefer, honestly, it says a lot coming from me that I would prefer the cringe couple than whatever he brings to the table, which is not very much.
And
I mean, like,
you would think the
hey,
other
Eric was entertaining
part of
last
that
episode,
couple
but
would feel that way too, but
yeah, but I guess not. I guess she's just using him for his
just
cute little
yeah, just playing
presence.
around. That's all. Survivor
Yeah, just
boyfriend.
playing around.
Just for a little
Yep.
bit, you're gone. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. See ya. Out of here.
Frosty.
Oh, he got frosted is what happened to him. He's staying frosty
I
now.
guess the Frosty's out of
He's getting
season.
yeah. Well, but overall, despite the fact that I think I don't know. I guess yeah, maybe I guess they didn't want him to linger on. They didn't want him to linger on and maybe be more of a get rid of him now means less of an opportunity for Courtney to continue to get attached to him. Less of a threat in challenges. Less of a threat to Todd. I guess Todd just sees him as a bigger threat than Eric. I guess Eric maybe is not.
Yeah.
Eric's someone they can get rid of whenever. I guess maybe
Eric's
is sort of
a
what
wet
they think
blanket
of,
with a smile right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah. Overall, it was a pretty entertaining episode, though. I would say.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the lesser interesting votes in recent times here. We had a
Yeah.
couple really
Vote was
exciting
not.
ones, and then, yeah, it was like, which ones wherever. And, I mean, PG was able to get herself out of the conversation, luckily, because she's won that immunity.
Right.
And it's just like, which boy?
Because I mean, it was kind
best?
is a foregone conclusion, basically, at the if she had not gotten immunity there. So.
And Amanda's like, Amanda's boy prioritizes over Courtney's boy, even if it's not fully her boy. She likes to have him
she's just
around.
crushing.
Yeah.
She's crushing from afar, basically. You can see it like multiple times. The edit does not do her any favors. You want to disprove this, ma'am? Then that we caught you in 4K watching this, watching him. Well, maybe 720p. Whatever cameras they were using. The cameras they were using were probably like film grade cameras, so they're probably like 1080p. But when you're broadcasting that standard definition, it's you downgrade that to compress it to 480i. But
we're in the standard definition era. One of these days we'll get to our high definition Survivor, and that'll be a sight to see.
It will be, yeah.
But
will be.
Who would you give an MVP for the episode?
Boy, we hardly even talked about the episode at all. But I think it felt like probably PG. Honestly, she saved herself in it. I mean, she was a little bit of just kind of putting up a stink, but she's definitely like, she definitely was like a focus of a lot of the drama, I would say, or the tension in the episode, because like, it was her frustration with James, and it was her, like there was building some tension early on, but I give it to her because she held fast. She held strong. And I generally like her. I feel like she's just way overhated a lot of the time by a lot of people. I think she has a strong personality, but it's not like JR's strong personality, It's like
not like Dave.
Maybe a little abrasive, or Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, so PG goes to James and says, I never want to hear about me throwing the challenge ever again.
Throwing the challenge again.
Something.
Yeah.
Like, basically saying, like, because he was being apparently so, from her perspective, so lackadaisical about going back to the mat. And
Yeah.
and James was having none of it. Just like, shut up,
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah, he
I
said,
don't,
like,
like,
shut up. I was like, whoa.
I don't want to hear that from you.
You don't want to hear that from you, yeah.
Like,
He's
he
like, yeah,
was
he wouldn't even let her.
pissed.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
He was,
But
yeah,
he
he was
loves, and
pissed
then you
off.
cut
Yeah.
to James in confessional after that. 9 times out of 10, he's gonna call him stupid. He's gonna call him dumb. And some variation
Yeah.
of that. She's
Yeah, they're
stupid.
stupid.
You know, he's like
Just,
John Robert's a dumbass. Who
yeah,
else? There was
someone else
Courtney
was
was a
stupid.
dumb
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's dumb but him, because he's the
Yeah.
one with the two immunity idols, so he has the luxury to be the smart guy.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it was Todd that was doing most of that, but um,
But
yeah,
yeah, that definitely struck a nerve there. He's like,
yeah,
he even said,
yeah.
"How dare
Um,
you?"
how dare you? Um,
So that was the
yeah.
start for
I mean,
PG. So we're immediately teeing up PG. Everybody's gonna
yeah,
PG now, and then
yeah.
Eric's like, "I'm good as long as PG doesn't win immunity." PG wins immunity. Maybe partially due to the fact that it's a challenge where you can choose to sit out for food if you so choose, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
except for Amanda, Frosty, Eric, and PG sat out for food. Chowing down on the cheeseburgers. James apparently ate 7 cheeseburgers.
Out of 12, I think is what they said.
Yeah.
7,
Oh, wow.
something like that. That's a lot. That's a lot of cheeseburgers.
That's a
He's like,
lot.
yeah, I could have eaten the last one
And we
too.
didn't hear any side effects from it, like we usually tend to do. We
Yeah.
didn't hear them like, oh, God.
Well,
Survivor Fiji. Oh, I
yeah,
shouldn't eat so
they
much.
sort of. I should have eaten the burgers. Yeah, there was a little
I don't
bit.
remember
There was
that
like a little
one.
bit when they got back to camp, but it wasn't. Huh?
I don't remember that scene from Survivor. Oh, I should have eaten
Yeah,
the burgers.
yeah, I know. I was just making it up. Um. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, but there was like a little bit of that when they got back to camp. They were like, "Oh, I'm stuffed," but they didn't. There wasn't really a whole lot of that. Yeah, they didn't. No one was vomiting or
Like,
anything.
okay,
So,
I guess it worked out for him.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that looked good. I mean, that looked good to me, even
Yeah, it did. Yeah, some fries
in
and
my
fixins.
privileged position. All the fixins.
Yeah, all the fixins.
By all the fixins,
Yeah.
like literally when he said all the fixins, it was like tomatoes and onions. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that was it. That's not all the fixins.
Yeah.
Where's the where's the sweet relish?
I don't like
Yeah,
tomatoes, so I guess I got onions. They're all my fixins here.
where's the lettuce, Jeff? Do you have,
But Denise did
any
like
of
pick
that?
up like a huge spoonful of something, some sort of sauces or something going on.
It was
in there.
mustard. It was mustard. It
Mustard.
looked like mustard.
Oh
And
God,
ketchup.
not a
mustard
huge.
and ketchup.
You don't want
I
a
think.
huge
Yeah.
spoonful of mustard in there. But I guess they'll take what they can get.
I guess
Okay, I
they
like
take-
mustard,
yeah,
but
exactly.
not too much mustard.
Yeah, too much mustard.
Overpowered the thing.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a big mustard guy, but yeah, too much mustard.
My new
is
go-to now is actually having mustard, ketchup, and mayo, all of them. They're
That's
beautiful.
a good one.
They're
No,
a
that's a
beautiful
good combo.
combination.
Honestly, they're a pretty nice combination. I think I actually discovered the beauty of mayo one year when I was working at camp.
And this
and
really
somebody
brings me back.
Somebody was like telling me,
When I
yeah,
discovered
no,
the
someone
beauty of
was like,
mayo.
hey, you gotta put some mayo in here too, and it was like it like completely enhanced the burger in a way that I was like, whoa, it's amazing. Yeah,
Allow me to
So,
wax
I'm with you.
poetic
I'm with you
about
there.
the beauty of mayo for a moment.
Beauty of mayo. Yeah.
It all started back the first year of high school. Man, it hit. I used to be when I was young. I used to do. I was a fiend. I would only do ketchup. Was the only sauce I would do. I would literally take. I would take a chicken sandwich. I would put ketchup on it. Only ketchup.
You
And
monster.
it's disturbing to think about now.
I didn't even. I was a weird. I mean, hey, I was weird. I didn't want any sauce on any of my stuff. Well, ketchup on a burger. That's about it. I didn't want like hot dogs. I could not have grilled. I didn't like the casing. I didn't like the skin. I'd have to have them boiled.
Oh, me too. Me too. I did that too.
Yeah, I was pretty picky. When
I was a boiled baby.
I'm allergic to peanut butter, so instead of having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I I had this is vile. I had butter and jelly sandwiches,
Oh no.
and
Oh no.
and I think it was. I remember it was like sixth grade or something like that, where I remember I bit into it once, and I was like, "This is disgusting."
You were like, I
And so
can't.
I never had. I can't. I was like, I can't have this ever again. I cannot do this.
But you really said
And
I'm
from then on
allergic to
out, it was
peanuts, so I'll just keep the butter though. You know, I can't have peanut
no. Well,
butter.
that
I'll
was
use
I don't
butter.
know. That was probably something that was something my mom came up with. That was something I liked. I liked
Perfect.
it. Butter. It's a little bit of butter. It wasn't like a lot. I didn't like slather it with butter,
You
but
know
you
what I
just put like
used
a
to
little bit
do?
of butter and chili. So
I used to
it was pretty good.
very young age. I would take some butter and put it in a bowl and just eat straight butter.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Yeah,
Some
but anyway,
disturbing stuff.
I might have been sixth grade. It might have been like fourth or fifth grade. But I remember I was like biting into it, and I was like, "This is vile. I never want this again." And then I had jelly only sandwiches, and then eventually I was like, you know what, lunch meat's pretty good,
My mom still
and
does
I had
jelly
that.
only sandwiches. I'm like, what are you doing? Uh,
What are you
but
doing?
I used to at
What are you
McDonald's. I would
doing this?
only do cheeseburgers with only ketchup. And now I can't even
Mm.
imagine now. Like, you have to have all the fixins on it now.
Yeah, you gotta have all the fixins. Yeah,
But that's
kids are picky. I don't
that's
know.
wild.
Anyway,
I'm still
Survivor.
picky though, but I've come around in terms of that kind of stuff.
That's good.
That's
That's
good.
good. I like trying a lot of different things. So
I like a good, love a good lettuce and mayo on chicken. Never do go wrong with that.
mm,
Burgers, I
mm-hmm,
love me some onions and all these sauces and lettuce. It's a beautiful thing. All the fixins. Mm.
I love when they like grill the onions and stuff into the burger. It's
Mm.
so good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I took a quote from Amanda. This
Yeah.
is the greatest adventure that's like possible.
No,
And
that
I thought
wasn't
it
the
was just a
quote.
beautiful quote.
You didn't quote it correctly, but
What was it?
because it's definitely said in China somewhere in there.
No, she didn't. She said something like
She
this is
did
this is the greatest adventure that's like possible.
in
She might
China.
have said something about China. No, I
No,
don't.
she
Oh, did
did.
she
She
say
did.
that possible in China? Okay, we're gonna have to check the
I
tape
think it
for that
was
one.
like greatest adventure in China that's possible or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Shoot, but
Good job
I'm
with the
still gonna check
quotes,
the tape
bro.
anyway.
Leave the
Yeah,
quotes
good
to
job with the
me,
quote. Hey,
brother.
look, hey, bro, hey. Whoa, I have to. I'm writing notes at the same time. I'm trying to keep quotations here. You know,
But you have the
I
how
can only do
dare
so
you?
much.
How dare you have
How
the
dare you?
audacity to say I have this quote and not even mention China? It's a big thing
Okay,
to miss.
all right. You know what?
A lot of
You know what? It
people.
is a big thing to miss, but I'm going. Well, checking the tape right now. We're checking the tape.
How do you have the timestamp on hand?
No, but it's going. I'm just
You're
finding it.
going to watch. You're gonna watch their
Checking the
whole
tape.
river escapade.
Well, it's still optimizing my video playback. But anyway, we also have Courtney calling a little Frosty her Munchkin.
It's my
They had a lot of
Munchkin.
uncomfortable couple moments.
You know,
Yeah.
that's interesting. You get some insight here. You don't like couples that are touchy. You don't like touchy
So
couples.
there's a line. There's a line. I think that there's like you can be. I think you can be like sweet and intimate and like touchy feely with your partner in a way that doesn't feel like overly intrusive. Like there's a way that's like you can do it where you still feels like you're involved with everybody else who's there. And then there are ways that you do it where the two of them are in a group setting and they're only focusing on each other and they're like doing like
Like
weird
the
baby
baby
talk and like
voices.
and like
Yeah.
saying and yeah, they're doing like weird baby talk and they're doing like weird little things and like little and they're not involving themselves in the rest of the group. That's when it gets really uncomfortable. That's what I hate. I hate that.
Well, they had
That's
some.
that's that's the main thing. That's the main thing that bugs me when it comes to couples like that. And that's maybe it wasn't quite like that, but it felt a lot like that in what they showed.
They almost had some like hybrid baby voices where like Courtney seemed like a jokey baby voice. So she was like, "Oh, my scrumptious, looking scrumptious today." Like she's a fantastical creature.
This is like the greatest adventure in like China that's possible.
There it is.
Okay, you're right. I misquoted it. This is like the greatest adventure. Hold on, I'm gonna go back and just making sure I get it perfectly correct.
This is literally the
It's the
work I'll
adventure.
do for like our video descriptions. It's usually a quote from the episode, and so I make
Yeah,
sure I get the
this is
voice
like the
right.
greatest adventure in China that's like possible. Yeah. All right. So anyway, there it
Beautiful. It's
is.
beautifully
There,
said.
there you have it. Power rankings.
1 to
Pretty
7.
unchanged, I would say. Pretty
Well,
unchanged.
previously, Frosty was number 6 out of 8, but he did give it out. I mean, no
But
one
pretty
could have
unchanged
seen it.
since then. Pretty unchanged. I mean, that was an unusual choice.
Hmm.
They suddenly felt compelled to get rid of Frosty, kind of seemingly on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
Um, over Eric. But other than that, it's pretty much unchanged. It would go Todd, James, Amanda,
Oh, you flipped James and Amanda
uh,
actually.
Denise. Did I?
So,
Todd, Amanda, James, Denise, Courtney, Eric, PG.
PG's still in the hot seat here.
Yeah,
She
just
made
gotta
one
keep winning
step
immunities.
one step in the right direction to not being the losingest survivor this season, as she said. She lost the most challenges of everybody there, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Despite
Anything
that,
anything else
she's.
from the episode?
Oh yeah, they claimed at one point that PG was like, oh, she's like taking JR's place, Jean Robert's place.
Mm-hmm.
What?
With
It was just
being
the cooking stuff, like
yeah, with being
being
quote
kind of like,
quote bossy. Yeah,
yeah,
about
it's
that.
just
But
like it was
the
just, I don't
one
know, it was
interaction
weird.
they showed was very like subtle. So either
Yeah,
it's very believable that they could take that one interaction and blow it up, or there's like stuff we didn't see, but
yeah,
you think we would show it.
yeah,
So I'm inclined to believe that there's just like an overreaction to her, someone who's already like the essentially the antagonist to their group, right? Just by virtue of being
mm,
on the outs. So it's easy to take that person and be like, "Wow, she flipped out on James earlier. You should have seen her screaming at
yeah,
the top of her lungs." She was throwing
yeah. She's
things. I
just
think at one point she
screaming.
tried to attack James with the machete. It was a sight to see.
In fact, I think at one point she even called James a bleepity bleepity bleep, and then we were all shocked.
We were
It's like,
shocked
how
and
could she say
appalled. How
such a thing?
dare you? We said,
Just how dare you?
and James
Said,
politely said, "Can you please not say that to me anymore?" And PG just kept doing
yeah,
it. And they're like,
yeah.
"Wow,
She
she is
kept using
horrible."
slurs. James was a good man. He did not use a slur back. He was very polite and
It
calm,
was
as
crazy.
we all know,
She
and
was
intelligent and
unhinged.
smart and handsome. And she was
Yeah.
just unhinged. She just flipped out.
And everybody's like, "Wow, I can't believe she would do that." But at the same time, I kind of always thought
Yeah,
she
I can't
would.
believe. I can't, she looks like the person that would use a racial epithet. Yeah, honestly, there's something about her. She's unhinged.
This is how these things go.
uh,
Especially when you're
this
trying
is
to
how it
spin
goes.
narratives and you're just like us versus them. It's very easy to fall down a
Mm-hmm.
rabbit hole. Obviously not to that
Mm,
extent, but still like take like a little argument, a disagreement, and blow it up to
mm.
yeah. Tom's like she's yelling at James.
She was screaming at him. It was
The poor
weird.
boy.
It was crazy.
He couldn't say anything
The
back.
poor. Yeah. So, all
But I mean,
right.
she
Well,
even
yeah. There
said
you have it. That's
herself,
pretty much
she was
it.
like, I did kind of take it out on James, so she acknowledges at least that maybe she started it, but yeah,
Yeah.
James is like, shut up,
It's
go
true. It's
away.
true. Just
Just
shut up. Get out of here. Go home.
stuff. There you have it. Yep. That was another episode of Survivor China. Come back next week for episode 10. We're in the double digits here. Love to see it.
Wow.
Uh,
Flying through.
we're well into the back half of the season now, and having some fun. One of the less exciting votes recently, but still fun. A lot to talk about. All right. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, like the video, leave a comment, and if you do, be sure to read in the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast, or if it's better suited for the end of the season review, we'll do that. Or if it has any sort of spoilers in it, it's not going to see the light of day. But I appreciate the comments. I'll still read them regardless. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our reaction? What's one of the, I gotta think of an unexciting vote out, or it's like any episode of Survivor Thailand. Let's go episode 7 of Survivor Thailand. All right.
Sure,
Which
yeah, go
mirrors
for
this
it.
episode exactly. I mean, it's very insulting to compare that to this episode, because this episode
actually,
this
that was
episode
no, that was
yeah.
that was actually a really interesting episode. That was the merge, not a merge. The
So okay,
Sheehan
go check that
got
out
voted
anyway.
out.
Go
Yeah,
check that out anyway. The fake merger. So I was gonna say,
yeah.
it's an insult. I feel like this episode alone is still better than like almost every episode of Survivor Thailand, easily. It's just that there's that
Oh
much
yeah.
disparity in
Oh, so
quality.
much more.
It's,
So much sore.
we got a lot more interesting players here, that's for sure. All right, come back next week and take care of yourself.
All right.
All right.